Greetings, Diesel Funketeers. Tim Fielder. It is December 15th, 2025, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to go live for a little bit here and just do my thing. I have done my best to try to get the better kind of thing happening with hello, Sirius. Hello, Dakaj. Hi. I'm going to say hi to you here. I'm going to try to become more involved with this whole TikTok thing. We're live on TikTok. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Twitch. We are live on Kick. We're live on LinkedIn. We are
just
live.
do my thing.
Yeah, let me turn that down. We are live on Facebook. We're live all over the place. Instagram, still banned for the moment because apparently I tried to commit suicide. But what is the world that is about? But that'll be resolved in another 4 days. So I will be back live on the 19th, which is maybe Friday. I don't know if I'm going to be able to stream because we're going to be leaving town very soon. But I'll do what I can this week. All right. Desktop. My name is Tim Fielder. I'm a visual Afrofuturist and graphic novelist, known for doing Afrofuturist work such as Infinitum and Afrofuturist Tale, Maddie's Rocket, Graphic History of Hip Hop, all my stuff, Hi John Conqueror. Might be working on some more projects that'll be announced pretty soon. So this is what we're doing. All right, so I'm going to move this stuff here over so we can see our stingies happening. Let's start to draw here a little bit. Now, hopefully the machine won't bog down too much, because I did take it upon myself to close Bridge. Bridge is really, really resource intensive. So as you can see here, I got all my stuff ready for Hi John. Hi John is going pretty good. Gonna do a little other drawing here. Also gonna be doing on some other stuff as well. All right, so we wanna try to get this page here going, right? Let's see it go here. We're gonna go to 7A. All right, so we're going to open up. Hello, 777? Is that how it's pronounced? Anyway, we're going to see if we can open this thing up and get a little bit of rock and rolling going with some other things here. So that's what I'll do. So let's see. All right, here we go. I hope that's not too loud for you guys. I almost blew somebody's ears off the other day, but I'll let it play in the background here. So let's get to this kind of page I want to draw on here. So we're going to open up Bridge for just a second here. Well, you know what? We're not going to open up Bridge. We're going to close Bridge. We don't want to open up Bridge. So we don't want the RAM to become bogged down. So we're going to go to Clip Studio Paint. We're going to go to Open. Going to go to Hi John Conqueror here. We're going to try to find, we don't want to send anything here. The folks at Adobe are awesome. I'm fortunate enough to be kind of a side part of the Adobe educational community. And hello, I would encourage viewers to share my live and invite more folks. That's what I would really be cool to do that. At any rate, so we're going to go here now. What we're going to do is we're going to open up. Let's see, here we go. 5A. We want to get 7A. You'll see where I am now. Let's see. I don't know if Rowena is listening now. Hello, Rowena. How you doing, dear? Let's see. We're going to go here. Rowena's mom doing her thing. I'm sure shaking in her chair, listening to that music. All right, so we're going to go here to Hi John Conqueror 1. So in this particular case here, I have to open up this file here, and we'll get it done here. Let's see here. We're gonna go to all right, let's scroll up here. We're gonna type in the word 7A. And you'll see what I'm doing here in just a moment here. Oh, that is not good there. Okay, no worries, no worries. We're gonna go to our clip dot CLIP. Clip is the extension of Clip Studio Paint. All right, not happy with that. Oh yeah, baby, yeah, baby, baba. So we got this here. We're gonna go here. We're gonna go back now, and we're gonna do a visual search. And if we have to, what we'll do is we'll just do a duplicate. In fact, let's see if we can just scroll down one more time. If we don't find anything going rocking and rolling here very soon, we will forget about that. It says panel 4, panel 5, 5A. All right, I'm gonna open this one up here, and I'm gonna do a 5B. Now, I had done this drawing here a little while ago, but I think what I wanted to do here... Oh, what happened there? Did it open up? All right, let's do this here. There we go. All right, so that should be open here. We're going to shut down bridge to free up that RAM. There we go. Pretty good. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, so for right now, I'm going to save this. I'm going to do a 5B. And you'll see why I'm going to do a 5B. 5B. My naming convention suck, donkey balls. But that's okay. All right. Isaac Patron, how you doing? Isaac Patron, I think it's a dope name, man. I like your name. All right, so we're good here. So we're going to close. We got this one here. Now, I don't want this particular piece of art. I want something a little bit different. I'll show you why. Go here, we're going to delete that and get rid of this stuff here because we don't need these. All right, now what I'm going to be doing here is, because in this particular case what's happening is the main character is sort of he is in a kind of, he's been transported to this another dimension. And by doing that, he is actually having to, he's wondering what is he doing? Where is he? Right? All right, so we got this here. I think we're good here. It looks like we have things. So I'm going to shut down activity monitor to free up RAM there as well. We'll shut down notes because there's no need for me to have that open at the moment. I'm going to shut down FaceTime because I'm in the need for FaceTime here. If that opens up, we'll go to it. But for right now, I think we're ready to rock. Rocketh and rolleth. We're going to empty the trash. Okay, there we go. All right, let's do it. All right, so we got this here. Looks like it's doing okay. Let's take our pen here. All right, that's our border. That's good. Go here and take that border actually all the way up there. Here. Yep. All right, now I'm gonna sketch out with this right here. Now, generally, the way I do it is these are the templates here that I'll use sometimes, and I can, I have, I mean, it's pretty cool the way it works. But what I want to do here first is I want to sketch out some stuff. Oh Lord, okay, not terrible, a little bit better here, backspace. Okay, now let's go here. We're gonna say he sees the thing here, and now what we want is and I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go for this guy here. Boom. These are all the layers here for this particular sequence. Command C. No Command V there, so that's pretty good. Alright, we're now going to duplicate this. Alright, I'm going to move this over. I don't know if this is going to work, we're going to see. Alright, so we got these particular 2 frames here, which is not bad. It's okay. Experiment a little bit there. Alright, I'm going to go back to bridge here. Alright, so we want to grab for one layer that was done here a while ago. Alright, let's go to PSD. You'll see what's going to happen in just a moment here. This is good. All right, I'm liking what I'm seeing here. Not terrible. All right, we good there. I think we're good, but let's see here. We'll hit it over here for 1 second. All right, this is not terrible. Issue 108. Not terrible. All right. All right, here we go. Let's just click here. Whoops, that right there didn't go. So we'll try this one here. We'll then reduce that RAM outlay again. Okay, this is not bad. This is not bad. Not bad, man, not bad. So some of these things, these pages are going to use, some I'm not going to use. All right. Not terrible. Yeah, some of these things are very, very interesting. Let's see here. I don't think we're going to go with that one either. But what we will do, I'm just going to go back here. And try to go to the frames where I think some interesting stuff is going on visually. All right, so you can see here I've done like metric tons of breakdowns for this thing. Quite a few breakdowns. But what I need is I need just a shot, because there's no need to remake the wheel if the image is already done. right, let's try there. Yep. There we go. All right, now if I went here, the opacity on that is very low. What would happen if I double clicked on that? What would happen? Yeah, that's just a TIFF right there. We ain't gonna worry about that. Into here, we're gonna go back down to 0 there as well. All right, we're gonna close this one. All right, we need to find our Photoshop element here. Let me try this one here. See what happens here. Because I was looking at some of this stuff a little bit earlier. Okay, let's go here. Let's turn these layers off here. Yeah, that's good. Good. Okay, maybe. We'll see. Only thing I didn't like was these layers here. I had the lettering sort of already done. It's okay. There we go. That's the one I want. This one. Yes. All right. We want to go here. There we go. And those layers there are pretty much there. That's not bad. I do want to make some alterations on this one. So I'm going to go here. Now, the one thing I wish I could do is export, special export, multiple pages, export. Hold on, let's see what happens here. All right. I think what I can do is do this. Go Command C. And I'm going to go Command V. Oh yeah. This is going to be pretty crazy. Look at that. I'm going to turn this off for now so we can see what's happening here. So we got the colors. Now, one of the things I would say about this stuff here is I want to make some adjustments. I'm probably going to run this through VizCom a little bit. I think it'll be a good shot. So this is a transitional scene where it goes from what's happening in the scene that's present now, and then it jumps. And again, this live stream for you folks who are just tuning in, I show how the sausage is made, so there will be spoilers in whatever projects I'm working on. All right, so let's go here. We're gonna enlarge that. In fact, one of the things I will do is I will go back here and I will turn this on here. And I'm going to delete this because I don't think it's necessary to have that much smoke here, because at one point I was trying to do something that had a little bit of animation in it, and I don't want that. Okay, good. All right, let me close bridge here. Again, we want to make sure that we free up that RAM. There we go. All right, now, I think although his head is interesting, I think I need to go with the original head that's in the previous image here. So we'll be able to do that now. So we got that. Turn this on here. Yep, that's the old one. So now what we're going to do here is we're going to go here. We're going to turn off the color. Yep. And in fact, we're going to turn that off there so we can see underneath this. And we're going to keep some aspects of the head there because I think it's important that I show this kind of image transition. Yep, that's pretty good. So we'll go here and get rid of that. Close that right there. Yeah, definitely going to reuse the face here. So go here. Let's see here. Excuse me, I had a slight burp then. Hello, Zadinis Swartzoniking, question mark 88. Zadini Swartzone King. Zadini Swartzone King. I guess that's how you pronounce that. I don't know. Hello, Mr. Doom. How you doing? Good to see you again. All right, let's see here. All right, there we go. All right, this is not terrible. And let's move both of these over here. All right, so now, so what we're going to do here is we're going to reduce this down in resolution here. Excuse me. Woo! Hello, Austin Schroeder. How you doing? Good to see you. There we go. All right, now that looks hot. I like that. So what we're going to do here, we're going to go to this particular layer here. We're going to eliminate the stuff we don't need. And I'll show you what I need here in this moment. So we're going to go here. Got that there. Okay, that's good. We're now going to select, take our lasso tool here. Okay. Okay, backspace. So you can see what's happened. So now, nope, I want to go here, eliminate this one. I want that to be gone. All right. So you can see here, so the garb that he's wearing is visible. So that's what we want. Okay. Now I like that, but now we need to get rid of his hat here. So this is a transition where what you do is when you do specific transitions like this, you take two images that are very similar, but you change the environment. So you're transitioning from one space to the next. So that's one of the things that happens here. That could be pretty cool. Now, so you can see here what I've done here is I've kind of, I want to be able to, I like the face on the version where he's wearing the suspenders and the shirt, but the other one with him, like, it was just too much, and plus the background here is not what I want. So, but that's okay. We can get to the background here in just a moment. All right. So let's do one thing here. All right. So that is not bad, but I just want to erase here just a little bit. Just take a look at this here. I'm gonna take a little bit there. Okay, great. All right, now, so I can go here now, and I can erase the stuff I don't want. Yep, watch this. So now I can go here. So I'm just gonna do a little bit more drawing on this, then I'm gonna finish editing the episodes. I actually have quite a bit that's ready to go up between now and next week. But I just want to make sure I get this transition here squared away. I think it's important. I think it's important. Importante. Okay, there we go. I'm going to take this here because I think his shirt needs to be open much wider here. Okay, there we go. Not bad, not terrible. All right. And although that's like a brush, it's kind of interesting. There's some stuff like, for example, the stuff in his forehead definitely needs to go. All right, so we're going to erase that because we can add that lighting there a little bit later. Again, I utilize VizCom. Whoa, a little bit too much there. I utilize VizCom to help me to expedite all of the bone crushing rendering I have to do for this work. I can still do my drawing, I can still make suggestions of where my lighting is supposed to be. That's the objective, but I do use the software to expedite my process. So something, even though I do my drawings normally, the rendering and the painting part of it, which would take hours and hours and hours, I use the software here to expedite what I'm trying to do. Now, so this is good, but I think his hairline is a little bit too receded, so let's do this. There we go. Okay, I like that. Very nice, very nice. So now let me take this brush here. I'll take a pen, because why not? All right. Let me take a pen here. So I did a lot of work over the weekend. I was building a website for my son. We'll see if he uses it. I was doing cartoon figures there, and I began to utilize Manus, which is a ChatGPT kind of competitor based out of China. And I find it one of the more impressive pieces of software that I've ever used, because it really does automate. If you don't code, and I can't code to save my life. That's not what I do. That's not what I do. I don't do that, right? But this thing allows you to code in such a way where you are literally able to pull things together in a pretty freaking exciting way. And I think it allowed me to do something. Maybe I'll show you guys what's going on. Maybe I'll hold it for the moment. But right now it's pretty amazing stuff. All right, so we got that there. That's pretty good. I do need to take right here. The eyes need to be visible. There we go. All right, there we go. All right, there we go. All right. Check and see where we are. Hello, YouTube. How you guys doing? So wonderful to see you. YouTube. YouTube rocks. LinkedIners. Hello, LinkedIners. How you guys doing? And then we got Facebook. Facebook is rocking and rolling. I think I'm going to leave it. I think there's generally a link that goes live because I tag at Tim Fielder. Hold on, let me see where I am on that. I'm going to worry about it for now. And of course, Instagram. Instagram is the one that got away, the one that causes the issues. All right, let's go down here. All right, I don't really like the mountains behind me. I think the mountains that's back when I was not clear on how this thing looked. But you know what? I'm looking at it now. I already see what I'm going to do. I'm going to remove the, I'm going to remove that. I don't think I need that, the mountain range there. So we're going to get rid of that layer. All right, I do want to, however, this is going to be a little weird, so work with me on this. I got this. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's good. Now I'm going to hit Command T, and so here's where it's going to get a little interesting. So what we want is we want this sky. Hold on. All right, let's do this. Because what's happening here is there are some parts of this that are cut out for the back of his head. That's okay. We're good. We got that back in there. So we're good there. But what we will do is we will do this. All right, let's see. So I don't know if it's a feature that's available in Mel Studio, but there are points where what I wish I could do is play my iTunes selection of music through Mel Studio. That might be interesting. All right, so you see what's happening? So what I'm doing here is I'm actually kind of giving that a little distance there. All right, not terrible. Not terrible. Okay, so we're good there, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this. There we go. See? So here what we're doing is we're getting a little distance, right? And I might be able to tweak it a little bit more. All right, hit Command T. Let's drop that down a little bit farther here. There we go. I want that on the top there. All right, now watch this. I can actually take that cloud there. See that cloud coverage? There we go. All right, that's not bad. That's not bad. So let me erase here around this. As a matter of fact, I'll take a lasso tool here, and you'll see what's going to happen here in just a momente. Just a momente. I'm gonna let that song play one more time and then we're gonna give it a break. There we go. All right, good. All right, this is good. All right, now, so we've got that going. All right, this is good here. All right, now we're gonna bump this here. Watch this, we're gonna bump the resolution up on this. All right, now that's good, and it's set to darker, but we wanna set it to normal. Hang on, what's going on there? Why is that like that? Why is that like, that's because, there we go. So that's good, I like that. So the transition goes from the character in one space to another. And that's pretty good. I can live with that. Okay, that's good. Like that. So we're not going to worry about the lighting. As a matter of fact, I'll get rid of these layers here because I don't need those anymore. All right, good there. I'm not going to use that one anymore. Get rid of that one. Okay, that's good there. Now, that one is the one we need to move up. Move that up to right there. Okay, that's good. So we're going to merge these two together. So you can see here, those are now. All right, quick bathroom break. 59. When the P comes, it comes. So I got to go. I'll be right back. Hang on. All right. Sorry about that, guys. When it's time to go, it is time to go. Don't matter what I or anybody else thinks. All right. It is now 6:38 Eastern Standard Time, December 15th, Monday. Hello, Monday. How you doing, Monday? All right, so we can get rid of that. Definitely get rid of that. Yes, so this layer here is no longer needed. All right, now here's the only thing I have to say about this. I'm not sure how I want to service this. I'll explain to you what I mean. Like this image here goes here at the top. And well, hang on. That is interesting. That is very interesting. What about this? Oh, check it out. So this is roughly the same size here, and it's the same image. Oh, look at that transition. You see that, guys? And let me also say, with this particular type of thing, I can do whatever I want. I can do whatever I want. I don't have to adhere to standard layout themes. I can do whatever I want. I can waste an entire page on just 2 panels, just like I can waste an entire page on 1 panel or 3 panels. Any rate, so there we go there. That's good. All right, that's okay. I like that. That's kind of hot, man. That's kind of hot. Hold on, let me see one thing here. Oop. All right, we'll work that out. All right, so let's go here again. So we got that. Now what we need to do is we're just going to bring that down a little bit here, and you'll see why in just a moment. Whoops. All right, now the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm not, there are little cuts, little jaggies in here that you guys can't see. See that right there? So the way to do that is just to go in here and just fill that in. All right, that's not bad. Okay, I can live with that. All right, now we want this to be, let's go here. Ah, wow, look at that. All right, that looks pretty good there. We're going to go here. Gonna fill with black. Oh, what did I do there? Not a worry. Zoom in on this. There we go. And I'll leave that separate just in case I want to move things up or down. Okay, so we got this. So we have the bottom layer. Let's hit yes there. All right, let's zoom in on this. All right, I'm kind of liking that transition. This is going to be a pretty interesting transition now. So what will happen here, you got this guy here at top here, and I think I like him there, but I want to lower him. Wait, let's just see one thing here first. Before we do that, let's do this. Yeah, that's pretty much the same. Pretty close to the same. Let's make him a slightly larger here. Slightly larger. There we go. Okay, that's good. Here, this one right here, we're going to bring down. All right, there we go. I can live with that. I can live with that. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go here. All right, let's go here. We need to drop. All right, so we're dropping that black in there. There we go. Whoops. Almost dropped my pen. My stylus. There we go. Looks pretty good there. But you know what? Because he's a little bit muscular, I can now do this. There we go. Yes. There we go. That looks pretty good there. I like that. All right. So that's good. We got him there. Okay, good. So we're good here. That's good. Now let's take this. All right, good. I like that. Now, this one here is a little bit different, but I kind of like that because that's kind of even there, and that's a different way of looking at the shot here. Yep. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to our cloud cover here, right there. And we're going to take our tube here. Now we're going to stretch these all the way up. There we go. Been going now for about 47 minutes. I intend to stream for at least probably 2 hours if I can. Now, just to let you guys know, very soon I'm thinking about engaging in a certain experiment, actually, believe it or not. Well, what I'm debating doing is, because I need to significantly increase my long form work. But in order to do that, I've got to make more long form video. However, and that's to get my valid watch hours up, right? Let me take this here and just drop this down here a little bit. Hang on one second, guys. I know that desktop is a mess, but don't you worry about my desktop. Worry about your own desktop. Anyway, so let's see if we can go here. Let's go here. Okay, liking the way this is looking here. Okay, we're good there. Whew. I stream a lot, guys. I'm not gonna even lie to you. I do. I stream a whole lot. All right, we're not gonna worry about that for right now. As a matter of fact, I'll close Restream. I don't think we need to have it open. Let's see here. Okay. All right. No worries. So that's kind of interesting because I didn't even see what happened there, but we're not going to worry about that. But what I will do, let's just go here. Yeah, that is unfortunate with Instagram, but we'll get that sorted out soon enough. Let me do refresh on this here. Should be good there with LinkedIn. Yep, LinkedIn is still going all right. Feel good about that. All right, that is going there. Okay, feel good about that. All right, so YouTube is still rocking, which is great. Both YouTube channels are still rocking. Feel good about that. All right, but I am going to start. I'm going to see if it's possible next week, if I can start to do daily long form videos for about 30 days. I don't know if I'm going to go every day, but I'm going to try to see if I can do it within a 30 period, to do it at least 20 out of 30 days, or you never know, I may even, but it's a challenge that I want to do to see if I can get my watch hours up. That's one thing I want to do. And also, there we go. I want to see if it's possible for me to get monetized. Because let's be honest, that's why we're doing this stuff here. We're doing this stuff to be able to change the game, right? There we go. Okay. There we go. So this is like a gray, but that's okay because I just want the suggestion of light there. Okay, there we go. All right, I feel good about that. Yep, that's pretty good. And this one here will be a little bit different. Let me see if I can make this work here. I'm gonna go back very quickly to bridge. 6:51, so I'm gonna see what I can get done in about however many minutes here. Okay, scroll down here. What? Wait. Was that Photoshop where that happened? No, that was not Photoshop. That was Clip Studio Paint. Oops, didn't mean to open the App Store. Didn't mean to open the App Store, man. All right, let's go here. Okay, so we see this one here. That's pretty good. So we know the vibe of what we got going. We got this one here. It's a little bit different. At this point, I was trying to do everything with a certain level of animation, which was cool. But I'm kind of done with that now. So we will. That's good. All right. Ah, look at that. That's pretty good. What I'm doing here is trying my best not to reuse the same backgrounds here. Kind of mix it up a little bit. Yep. So we're gonna go here to this one. Now we're gonna go here. So they got that one. We got there we go. Yeah. So this is the whole sequence here. That was done. All right, so I like this one here. All right. Yep, I like that background. That background there is kind of interesting. All right, let's turn that off. Yes, I like that one. So watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go here, hit Command. Actually, we're going to go here. Watch this. Command C. And then we're going to go back to this. Now, this is one would call this wasteful. Why would you waste a page on this? Because I want the transition here to be pretty obvious that it is a change in time and scene. Okay, so we got this one here. Okay, there we go. So he's good there. We got this one here, and this one here I think has very little background on that. Delete. Alright, we're gonna get rid of that there. Okay. Okay, that's good there. Now we're going to go Command V. Great. All right, watch this. We're going to move this guy here underneath there. Now, I'm gonna get this right. Yes. All right, so this is good. This cloud stuff is very good there. It's very good. So let's turn the cloud layer off because we will be able to use that. All right, now this water here. Yes. Watch this, guys. Command T. Okay, we're good there. All right, that's not bad. All right, here's what we're going to do, though. We're going to do that to kind of give ourselves a little perspective, illusion of perspective here. There we go. And because we've done this, we can, whoops. There we go. Okay, there we go. So we got the water back there, right? Which is good. Now here, let's take that smoke there. We'll see where that's going to be here. Right here. Yep, I like that smoke. Right there, yes. That's not bad. Not bad at all, man. Dudes. Okay. But I will bring it down just a smidgen. Want that part there. Okay, that's good. All right. I think that's a crazy transition. Right? Where it's like, okay, where is he? What is this dude doing? How does he get there to this part? And that's good. That's what we want. We're going to now erase here. All right, let's switch to some more music here. Been going now for an hour and 2 minutes. Apparently the stream has been going, so I'm good with that. 58 minutes streaming on TikTok, about an hour, about another 2 or 3 minutes less. So, in the other areas. But again, I'm gonna probably in another week or so, the goal for me is to start my long form work up, but I have an interest in doing long form work that will last, like, say, a month of me just doing that. Okay, so let me go here. Okay, that's good. Now what we're going to do now is to, hang on, take this board here. Interesting. All right, watch this, guys. Here's what we're going to do. This is the moment of truth. Here we go. I'm going to take this and I'm going to go right over here. I'm going to bring that border down to where he's set good here. On the top guy here, I'm going to show you what I mean here. I'm going to go right there. Go here. Just a little bit, not too much. Bring that point down there. There we go. All right, because what I'm doing is closing off that line art, right? And the reason why I'm closing that line art off is because I will have the ability, well, I mean, I could close it off, but, you know, for right now, we're good. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to turn that off for the moment, and we're going to go here and turn off the background here for a moment. Okay, that's good. See? See what's happening here? So now I have the ability to do such a thing, such as go, let me turn this one off. Good. We got that. Now, and what I'm doing here is creating a mask. So we got that. So that's, and then I'm going to Command Shift I. And what we're going to do here is create a new layer. And go right here on this guy here. Great. And then we're going to do a fill. Edit, fill. Okay, so what happens now is when I turn that back on, you can see how, because there's a white background just around his form. So the clouds here are kind of a little bit, you know, they're hid behind that thingy there, right? So that's good, right? That's good. So we got that straight and squared away now. So we don't have any interruption. Because I don't feel like erasing anything when I could just as easily go and turn that aspect of things on here. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Go here. All right, now. All right, next one up. So we go here. Since we know we closed that off there, I'm going to click right here. So that's going outside of this form. Command Shift I. We're going to do this again and go here and create a new layer. And we're going to go again, fill. And that fill will take us to white. So watch what happens now when we turn the layer on. But see what happens? How that shields him from the clouds in the background. I kind of like that. That's pretty good. Now let's turn this guy back on here. And let's turn that on. Yes. Whoops. Oh, wow. Look at the, well, hang on. That's interesting. Oh, helps if you turn the portal. Hey, Addy, hey, what do you want? I got a lot going on, all right? So there we go. See, that's a very good scene transition. You go from guy there and the guy there. Same guy, but it sets the scene and lets the viewer know, okay, he's in a different environment. And that's what you want to be able to do. All right? And I even like the kind of feel on this a little bit. Now, the only other thing I don't have here, which I probably could do, let me do another search. One more search here. I just want to do one more search for something that I think is pretty cool. I could draw it myself, but I've drawn so many times on this thing here. There's just some stuff that it's like, yo, man, just why reproduce that? Just go and hunt it down and find the layer that you want. All right, so we're gonna close. Gonna go here. All right, so let's see. We got this one here. All right, and I know I need to close bridge so as to reduce the amount of lag I got here, because I can see the lag hitting here. Okay, but at any rate, just go here, turn that one on, turn this, turn these guys here off. How did I come to be in this place? Is one line of dialogue I'm definitely using. All right, now I'm asking this because I'm saying this because at one point I drew this stuff. I drew the people in the background. I did, but I don't see where they are. I don't see where they are. Whew. Oh boy. Alright, this is good. Turn this layer here on. Okay. That's interesting. Oh, really? May have found something that's very exciting to know. Okay, my live was discontinued due to inactivity on that's weird. Let's go live again. I don't want anyone to think that's weird. Go live again. That's so weird. It's like, what do they mean? I'm you know, oh, do I have to I thought I was engaging a little bit, but I'm drawing. I was thinking that, I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, we ain't gonna worry about that, man. Ain't gonna worry about that, man. We do the best we can, man. Do the best we can, dude. All right. Now, I need to cut this music off because it is starting to drive me slightly insane. All right, so we muted that. Okay, that's good there. And I think I'll leave the music off for a moment here. Let's see. Hello. Oh. There we go. All right, so we got that going. All right. So the next thing let's see here. So we go back down to this guy here. So that layer there is on here. All right, so we see this. And I knew I feel like I had drawn the people in the background at one point. But if that's not visible there, that's okay, sort of okay. Because there are ways I might be able to work my way around that. And also this kind of chalk lettering like that is something that I think I may have a way around that as well. But for right now, we'll live with where we are. All right. Boom. Bam. Okay, so we got that. All right, so I'm not going to worry about that. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. We're going to go back to this. And what I'm going to do here is this. I'm going to go here to that one. Right. And I'm going to draw this. It's going to be so weird how I do this because it's a cheat. But hey, cheats are good if they work. All right. So we're going to go here and we want to... Let me turn off bridge because I don't think we need the bridge. Need to free up some of that RAM there, ladies and gentlemen. Alrighty, now we're going to go to a brush here. And we want to increase this. All right, so what I'm doing here is I'm literally drawing somebody's arm. There we go. There, okay. There we go. And then we bring this down here. All right, then do a line just like that. Now you might say, okay, am I drawing the same guy? No, this is not the same guy. This is that. Here. Boom. There. Okay. There we go. Okay. Whoops. Messed up there. Hang on. All right. So this is good. Yep. Now watch how I do this. All right, so I've got his outline done of the guy behind him. So one person is rowing in this way and the other person is rowing in the other direction. That's the way this is working here, right? I don't know if anyone here has any experience rowing boats, but that's basically how it works. And this is the reason why it's done that way, to keep the boat on going in the right direction. Okay, so we got that. So now let's fill this up a little bit more. We don't want too many creases here, too many open areas. All right, now I'm going to take my. Okay, we're good there. Great. Now I'm going to take a little bit of black, and I'll show you what's going to happen here. So I'm going to go here. All right. I'm going to go right here. Here. There we go. So you see what's happening here? What I'm doing is I'm effectively doing a negative image. So I can go just like that. See what's happening? Then I can take this here, go on the top there. There we go. Just on the side here. There we go. Not too much. There we go. All right, now watch this. Command D, Command I. See what happened? See how we got there a little bit of highlights. So now we can go here. There we go. Now I'm going to pick this up again here. Now I'm going to go just to a filter. Just a little bit of filter, not too much, to blur that. Yep, that's pretty good. All right, I like that. Now I'm going to go to Command U, and I'm going to reduce this down quite a bit in terms of the highlights. See? Okay, great. I like that. Now I'm going to hit Command T, right click, and we're going to go to flip horizontal. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now this guy is going to go behind this guy. All right, so let's go here. And the good thing is that he will be pretty large enough behind my dude here. There we go. There we go. Okay, I think I can live with that. Okay. There we go. All right, the only other thing I might have to do, I see what happened there. I see what happened. So the smoke and stuff, so he needs to be right there. There we go. All right, good. That's good. I can live with that. But let's move him over just ever so slightly. There we go. All right, I can live with that. So here we go. So the drawings are prepped. Everything is where I want it to be mostly. The only thing that needs to change is nothing. We're good. We are good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to a file, export, JPEG. Going to go, that's 5B. Is that 5B? Yes, that's 5B. We're going to go 5B, Hi. Okay, I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna save that as a JPEG. Boom, bam, bam. Okay, so we got that. Now this one here, I'm gonna reduce this down to size because I don't think I need it so much anymore. It's now 7:15. I guess we'll be going to roughly around 8 tonight. We don't want to save that. Okay, so this is a shot that goes like immediately after some very important sequences here. Just showing the scene change and stuff, how we can get into our other stuffers. Stuffers, man, stuffers. Go there. All right, I like the way that looks there, but now what we need to do is go to File, Open. Now let's see if we can find, there it is, right there, this guy. I'm gonna open this. We're going to duplicate this layer. You'll see what's gonna happen in a moment here. We're gonna duplicate it, we're gonna P5B. So we're gonna say blah blah blah. We're gonna go A. I know it probably doesn't make much difference, but you'll see what I mean in just a moment here. All right, because see, this is just a JPEG. That's the layered file. This is the JPEG. So now the next thing I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna do this. Yeah, go right here, and we're gonna select there. Great. And we're gonna go to Edit, Crop. So that's that layer there. See that layer? That's what's happening in that image. Now I'm gonna go to File, the other one. Open, and we're gonna go to the one and go here. Yes. Okay, there we go. Now this time, I don't think we can reselect there, but it doesn't matter. Yep. So we're now going to go here. We're going to go right there. Let's zoom in here to that. Let's take that down just a little bit. Let's try it one more time. Let's zoom out here. There we go. I bring it down right there. We're going to go to Crop, File, Edit, Crop. There we go. So we now have two files. We have this file here. Hello, Beer in Donuts. Sonia, how you guys doing there? So wonderful to see you. Pleasure to see you guys today. Okay, good. All right, so we got that there happening. So we got this one here happening, that one there happening. Okay, so we're good. So I'm going to close this. I'm going to save. Yep, we got that. Okay, that's good. Yes, I'm going to replace that because we don't need that. That's good. Yes. Okay, good. And now I'm going to close this one. We don't need this one. We can save this one as well. Replace. And pray that this works. All right. So we're good. All right. Now. So what I'm going to do here, so we got this Clip Studio file happening here. Now the next thing will be to go to VizCom. Let's go to VizCom here. We're going to go here. Facebook, no. Oh, by the way, this is I had this one open. Congrats, Sean Martinborough, for finishing his graphic novel. Many years in the works. He just finished it. Looks just incredible. I first saw pages on it a while ago, like several years ago, and it just looked like, I think it was going to be a cutting edge project. And I believe that. I believe this guy's hit it this time. I think, you know, he's done Thief of Thieves and was doing the Neil Gaiman book, Anansi Boys. But I think this right here is the one that's gonna. He's already part of history, but I think this is the one that's gonna really. This is his Hellboy, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but I think This one is going to, you never can predict how something's going to sell or not going to sell. You don't know what the marketplace will be. But within the industry, this will be this guy's Hellboy, for sure, in my opinion. Anyway, so we got that one ready to rock. Now what we want to do is move to our other thing there. It's going to go here. Going to go here. Oh, no. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Apologies. Massive apologies. We're going to VizCom here. Let's go to VizCom. That's also one of the other things that might be the problem is I have so many different files open here. So we're going to create a new file here. Now, the illustration tools in VizCom have really gotten much better. I have to say kudos to those guys for doing that. All right, we're going to upload an image. All right, we're going to go to recents. All righty. No, that's not working. So we're going to go to High John Conqueror here. We're going to go to the ones that we just saved. There we go. So I think we'll start with this one here. There we go. Right. Going to go to create. And now we're going to so again, as I use, hello TJ Campbell 709. How you doing? As I work with the software that I use, I always start with my drawing. My drawing is the prompt. It's the first prompt. And the reason why I do that is because I'm not interested in having I want it to look like my stuff, right? Because although this will be just part of what I'm doing, ultimately I'm going to go in and illustrate a lot of stuff on my own. But this is good. This is good stuff here. Okay, so we got that. Frontal close-up of a stern, muscular, and we know how we are with ethnicity here. African American man with short curly hair, broad jaw, heavy shadows, wearing rugged, no armor. No armor. We don't want that. Wearing a tattered white shirt with suspenders and bare arms. Now he says here high contrast black and white tones. We don't want that because it's trying to pay attention to how the artwork is rendered. We don't want that. We're gonna go sunset, dry environment. Clouds in this background, sky into the distance, right? Then we're going to go photoreal. I don't know why that, it just seems to work. And then we go to cinematic. All right, here we go. Let's see what happens, guys. There's so many features in VizCom that I'm not using because I tend to illustrate a lot of this stuff myself. Ever since they released the version 2 render, it really has taken things to another level. I believe that. All right, here we go. I don't know what's going to happen, but let's see. All right, let's enlarge in this. Enlarge. Yes. I'll zoom in here. All right, here we go. Oh, that looks pretty good. Wow, look at that. Wow. So again, it's following my drawing. So it's not reading the thing. Hey, that's pretty good. I love the lighting on that. In fact, I would say I prefer, both of them are very good. Very good. Wow. Not sure. Yeah, not that one. That's interesting. But the neck, I'm gonna save this one, and I'm gonna save this one. Only because of the lighting on this one is very, very cool, very, very good. But let me just alter this. We're gonna say we're gonna call it 6 p.m. sunset sky. There we go. Now let's try it again here, but this time what we're going to do is we're going to turn these guys off because we still want it to work from the line art. Let's see what happens. I don't know if that makes a difference, but that's the way I'm looking at it. Not bad, man, not bad. Okay, we're rocking and rolling, we're rendering it out. So this is why I use the software, because the hours that it would take to render this stuff out at almost 60 years old, I don't care what anyone says. I'm not going to put my body through that anymore. You know, people say, well, why don't you just draw it out, man? Draw it and paint it. That's what you're supposed to do. And that is what you're supposed to do. However, if you will notice, of all the graphic novels out there, one thing you don't often see are fully rendered comics. Why? Because they're incredibly, incredibly hard to do. Very, very difficult to do. Because every frame has to be rendered. I was talking once with Craig Mullins. Craig Mullins is one of my favorite comic book guys out there. I had mentioned him in a previous live stream, how it takes him 4 years to do one book because every frame is fully painted. I'm not trying to do that, so I will use this technology to bring things together for me. So let's try this here. Let's go back here. So although the background isn't that dope, I have to say the lighting on this is really quite incredible. A little bit too much there. Oh, that one is it. So we're going to go here. All right, I kind of like that. I love that. All right. So you might say, okay, well, why do that? What's the point? I'm going to show you here how you do it. So you duplicate this, and I'm going to move this up here. Right? Now watch what happens when I switch this to multiply. So you see what's happening? The drawing is still there, but the lighting and all those different things there are actually benefiting from the render. So I can go in, I could touch things up, I can reduce it, I can do whatever I want. But that's the point. This is working as an advanced flatter is what it's doing, right? And yeah, I love it. So let's take the resolution down on this. Let's see what happens when we take the resolution down a bit. Yeah, see? That looks pretty good. So the line artwork is still there. That's pretty good. You know. But we'll experiment with it a bit more. So we're going to go here. We're going to call this one here. And the reason why I'm doing this is because this is going to take place over a certain period of time. Not going to worry about certain things here. Hello, who is that? Somebody joined with a money bag. I mean, I know I ain't get no money, but still, that's a heck of an icon. Simone Phoenix? Simone Phoenix? Okay, how you doing, Simone Phoenix? What's happening there? All right, so we're good there. I like what we have here. This is pretty good. And like I said, we're going to be able to tweak some things with this as well. But for right now, we need to call this. Hold on. That's one of the reasons why it's bogged down there, because the resolution is just a killer. Resolution on this stuff here is a killer. Let me shut down Bridge here just to free up some resources here. I don't like this in the sense of how it bogs my machine down. I might have to completely do a reinstall here, but You know, I don't like it when my machine bogs down like that. That's no fun. Okay, let's go here to Clip Studio Paint. We're gonna call it High-Joint Panels 5B. So that means HJ 5BA. Yep. All right. Okay, good. So I just named that. So now we're going to go to File, Export PSD. All right. So that when you see that thing going across the screen there, what that means is now the software has been moved to that file. Hello, Marty69 has been moved to my has been moved to my Zuhair. How you doing? Thank you guys so much. Let's see here. We got that there. Okay, so now what's happening now is that now that this thing has hello Liz Hart? Liz Love? I don't know. How you doing? Anyway, so we're good here. We're gonna take this, we're gonna go there. Now we've exported that. Now it is time to move to another file. We're gonna go back to our workspace here. We're gonna create a new file. Start in Studio again. Nope. We're going to upload an image. And this file, you remember that we did in Clip Studio Paint. Oh boy, that is really bogging down there. But this is good because we got this render here. Again, I'm going to probably be going to like 8. I'll shut it down around 8. We're going to upload there. Okay, there we go. There we go. Let's go here to create and we're going to hit describe. It's doing a thing. It's doing a thing. Alrighty. So we're gonna go Stern, male, African, dash American, Union, Civil War era, Union soldier, all right, wearing a peaked cap with heavy jacket, gripping wooden oar with both hands, frontal medium close up. All right, this is good. Hold on. Okay, yes. We're gonna go silhouette of another soldier rowing behind him. Water. It's going to say fog. Dark fog. Water. All right. Now we're going to change. We're going to say here is 4 a.m. Blue moon cast. Photorealistic. And then we're going to go with cinematic. Now, hello Rancho Man, how you doing? Matic. Part of what I do here when I'm working like this, again, my drawing is always the initial prompt. I use AI only as a tool. I don't use it to do all of the work for me. I use it to give me, to reduce the amount of wear and tear on my body and to get me to some level of with no drop in visual quality. All right, so let's go here. So rendering, let's see what happens. Let us see what happens. This should be exciting. Maybe. Maybe not. All right, let's check it out. Oh, interesting. Little light. That is cool. Only issue is his hands. He is not wearing gloves. But that is, oh, wow, look at that. That is cool. That is very, very cool. We're going to add that one in there just because I like the background. I think it did such a great job with the background there. Again, it's not perfect. I got to go in. I got to paint stuff, all that kind of stuff I got to do. All right, now, let's see here. We need to make an adjustment here. We're going to take out the Blue Moon cast. We're going to say half moon cast from the right. We're going to make it 3 a.m. Okay. Gripping his hands grip his bare hands grip a wooden oar with both bare hands. Okay, yep. Let's go here. Let's do undo. You'll see what's going to happen here. Just a moment, because I recognize I kind of screwed up. Well, I didn't really screw up. I just, it's there it is. With both bare hands. There we go. Bare hands. There we go. Now let's hit generate. All right, 7:37 Eastern Standard Time. 7:37 Eastern Standard Time, baby. So we're gonna see what happens here. Remember, see the light there. So we did it again with the. See, that's not good. It's close. I love the water here, by the way. That's interesting. But the problem is that his hands are still gray. Now I could color them myself. But let's go here. That one there kind of works. That one there definitely works. I'm gonna hit add. Yes, ma'am. What's going on? He didn't reply, but I called him and I left him an email in the middle of the stream here. Okay, so we got this here. Let's see. How are we going to do this? Let's see here. Not terrible. That one's really nice. I love that one. Did I save that one? I think I did. Let's check and see. Yes, I saved that one. That one's very good. This one, and too many oars. I didn't ask for the oars on the side. I asked for them to be carrying oars. And that's kind of like what we got there. But don't worry, that's okay. Again, this is just an underlying rendering that allows us to have something to work from. And also I will say, the one good thing about this is that I think the renderer here just seems to be handling the shadows much better. Alrighty. Here's one other thing I want to do here, which I did not do before. I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to see. We're going to see if it works. So we're going to go here. Now we're going to go to multiply. Now you might be asking, why in the heck is he going to multiply? Now, what is he about to do? Here's what I'm going to do here. Watch this, guys. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take my brush here, and I just want to go here. So the drawing tools in this app have gotten better, much better. And see, that's when you know that there's something up, because what's happening here, this is like damn near real-time response. But everything else is bogging down. That's pretty freaking frustrating, because it means something's not adding up here. But whatever the case may be, watch this. So what I'm doing now is I'm coloring this, right? Again, I am coloring this, having to paint this myself, which is great, because what I want to do is I want to have the base color of this character in place, right? And the reason why I'm doing this, I want to be able to provide more information for the software to work from. It can say, oh, okay, his base color is this. Okay, I get that. So I'll just make that base color there, right? So we got this, right? See? And this is how we can influence the way things look. And I'm not trying to do any super duper blending here. I just want to be able to make sure that the software knows what the, you know, the general colors are of this object, of this scene even. Now I could have gone with a straight up gel, a monochromatic gel, but for the moment this is what I want to do, and I'll show you why in just a moment here. So we're going to do this. So we can tell now that his skin is out, right? Skin is there. He's not wearing gloves or anything. Whoops. There we go. Hang on. There we go. We bring that there. See? Yep. That's not bad. Not bad. Not bad, man. Not bad. Okay, that's good. That's good. Let me just put this here. Thanks, everyone, for popping in. I meant to say in, not it. Like pop, what is he talking about? All right, so let's go here. Now we're going to go to our dark blue. Well, we got to edit here. That went there for a little bit. All right, now we're going to go with a dark blue top. There we go. Let me take this here. Now, if you're thinking I could have done this in Clip Studio Paint, I could have. But sometimes the reason why I went for this direct is because sometimes the software will give you something that you don't necessarily expect. And by doing that, what it does is puts you in a good situation to play around with some matters. There we go. There we go. So you see out of that Union Army. There we go. That's what he's wearing, Union Army uniform. Now, before, in the earlier versions of VizCom, you would draw or you would paint, and when you did it, it was cool, but the problem was you could not do any soft kind of brush effects, but now you can. And it really, really does make a difference. There we go. Now, again, I'm doing this right here solely for the purpose of dropping down base color. So we know we have that there, right? So you see what's happening there? That's pretty good. Now I'm going to go here on his hat here, do the same thing. There we go. Okay, so we got that. Now I need to take here a little bit, and we're going to just go a little bit lighter. And this time, instead of using the hard brushes, see this? You got these hard brushes here. I'm going to go for that soft edge brush. Watch this. And we're doing this because we want to be able to catch that light. See? See what's happening here? So this program, the reason why I love VizCom, I pay the monthly bill on it, is because what it does, it is built for artists, for illustrators. Hello, Victor Figueroa 329. Pleasure to see you here. Okay. So you see what's happening. You see how that comes in there a little bit. Just do a little bit of this right here. So you can take the top of that. See what's happening? Now, watch what I do to his face. Now you might say, well, why do this if the software is going to, do it for you? Yes, there are times when I do want the software to do it for me. But there are other times I don't. So watch this. See, I can go here. Whoops. A little bit too much. Little, not enough. See? See? See what's happening here? Now, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be good enough. So now I can take this here. Watch this. Pop that right on the side there. See? There we go. And I'll just take a kind of a brush there, a little gray for the ore. Yep. Yepity yep. Gonna eat some dinner after this stream today because I'm a little hungry, just a little bit of hungry. I'm gonna go here. Bam, there we go. So you see what's happening here? So we don't need it to be perfect. We just need it to be close enough. Hello, Sean. Henry Rivas Pina. Pleasure. Hello, Sean. Just waved at you there. Now I'm going to go here. See? So I can do these kind of things there. Now, that's there. Okay. So I have that. But watch what I'm going to do now. Now I'm going to overlay another layer on this. But this layer is going to be also, but it's going to be more like an overlay. I don't know if it's going to work here. But what I'm going to do here is I'm now going to hit it with a little blue. Like a nighttime blue. Like so. Watch this. So it's giving that effect because it's going over areas filled with darker pixels. All right. There we go. Now, if I want, I can go over this again. I can create this right here. And this time, I want a lighter, like a grayish. Yes, but this one is not going to be set up like this one here was set to overlay. This one here is going to be set to multiply. Multiply, man. Now you might ask, why is he doing this? Wouldn't it be easier just to paint it all? I am painting, as you can see. I am painting. Hello, Kella Zero. Bruce Schaefer 369. How you doing? How you guys doing? There, okay. Drop that there. See this here. Now watch this. See what I'm saying? So by me doing this, I'm actually giving the underlying software something to work from. See? I can even pop highlights on this thing if I want. But for right now, I think we're good. Now, I could leave this, but let me try one more thing here. What would happen if I went off? See, that's a little bit too much. However, this here might be, dude, that might be okay there. Huh, look at that. That's cool. Laureen Graham, $8.99, Big Dog, hi. Gonna say hi to you guys. My name is Tim Fielder. I'm a visual Afrofuturist and graphic novelist. Just working on my project here. So we're good there. I like it. I like it a lot. Now what are we gonna do? We're going to now render this again. We're gonna hit describe. There's one other change I need to make on this. You'll see what it is in just a moment. A muscular black seller. Okay, so it went to all that stuff there, right? So we got it. Here's what I need to do. I need to zoom into this. And I'm going to go back to the base level here. And this time I'm just going to take a white. And the reason why I need to do that is because... There we go. All right, he needed his eyes there. Okay, there we go. Now, let's see what happens when we hit generate. Now that we have our base color, I don't know if it's going to work, but the cool thing is, although I've done this, what ends up happening is I can output this along with the AI renders, along with the drawings that I've put in here, the painting. It all becomes part of a layered Photoshop file. See what I'm saying? Which is dope. That's dope. That means I can take this file, continue to paint, and integrate it with what I already have. Oh, wow. Let's take a look. Oh, boy. I think it may have turned the guy white. Looks like it turned him white. Yep. I knew it. Yep. That's what happens. You gotta be specific with this stuff, man. And see, all the lighting stuff came out of it. All right, let's see here. Let's go. There we go. So it used a new prompt, but that prompt kind of went because it just didn't. You know, it always defaults at white folks. That's what it does, which is weird. So you have to tell it. But I just switched back to my old prompt. See, I moved to the other prompt. That's the prompt that came, the first one. This is the one I made my edits. So we're going to try it again here. Let's hit generate again. Here we go. Something's happening. Hello, user 380650996769. That's a long handle gag, dude. All right, here we go. Let's see what happens. Oh, that's interesting. But it keeps putting on gloves. He's putting gloves on there. That's not good. That is interesting. Let's add this. Gonna add this one I like because it doesn't have anything else there. That's pretty good. All right, so I think we're good. So let's go here again to our HJP5BB. That's kind of weird. I'm going to call it AI. So we can know what it is that we're looking at. B. Okay. This is good. Now we're going to go to File, Export. There we go. So that just got exported. Hello, Cherie. 14, how you doing? Wave that you're there. All right, so I think we've got more than enough material to work from here. We will shut that down there. Now let's just very quickly see what happens when we place those elements into these images here. First thing we're going to do here, because keep in mind, these are all layered line files. I like the way that looks there. That looks pretty good. That's pretty dadgum good. This stuff here will all be next week. It's going to be an interesting week for Christmas. I'm going to see if I can get everything ready for then. I have stuff ready, for, way beyond this. But, like I said, I'm just doing it as I go along. First, I'm like, oh, I need a huge buffer. Yeah, it would have been nice to have the buffer. But that buffer got eaten through fairly quickly. Particularly as I added the prologue on it at the last minute. And I didn't want to wait till Christmas to launch the strip, this Comatic. All right, so anyway, let's go here. And let's see what happens. And we're going to go to downloads. There we go. Bye, y'all. Bye, y'all. So we're going to open with Clip Studio Paint. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Yes. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, I like that. I like that. That is really... Well, let's see which one I like best. This one, I love the background on this one better. The background works better on this one. Yep. Background definitely is better on this one. Background's better on this one. The foreground is better, I would say, on that one. Maybe. We will see. Let's take this one here. All right, here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do, buddies. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to multiply. Now we're going to go back to normal. Watch what happens here. Or not. Let's see. Let's go to this one here. I'm going to go here. Now we're going to select here. There we go. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go Command C. Then we're going to go to Command V. Yep, I think that's a little. Well, hold on. Let's see what happens. Yep, that's huge. That is humongous. There we go. There we go. Drop that in there. Let's zoom in here. Kind of liking that wider look there. But that's not bad. Not bad. There we go. See how it drops in there? Okay, that's not bad. Not bad. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to Command U, and we're going to make all that turn to black. All right, there we go. And that there is not bad. I like that. So we're going to keep that off. I sort of like that, but I could actually bring this resolution down. See, look at that. See, if I bring that resolution down. That's interesting. Look at that. See? So you see that line artwork is there? So that's there. Set to normal now, but let's set it to multiply. Let's see what happens here. Yep, that is not bad. And it's all, again, following my drawing. So I can live with that. All right, let's try. Oh, wow, look at that. As much as I love the lighting on this, I would have to say that not this one, but this one? Or did I hit that one? Works better. Look at that. Wow, look at that. Now well, I take it back. That one's dope. That is dope there. That is dope. That is dope. In fact, let me take this here again. Let me move the resolution. Oh, yeah. And I can erase kind of discreetly right about there. Is pretty good. And I can erase some things, but look at that. Look at that shot. Wow. That is crazy. See that clouds there? So you don't have to do much touch up on that. Now let's go in here. Let's add a little orange. And then here we're going to add a little kind of bluish. I'm going to go here. Now let's see what happens once we drop in this happening. Right there, right there, right. Nope. All right, now we're going to go here to overlay. Oh, wow, look at that. Look at that. Isn't that incredible? Let me turn it off so you can see what's happening there. It says enhancing the colors there. Now, I wonder what would happen if I went in and made the saturation higher. Now, I'm sure it's going to disturb everything, but that's okay. I don't mind that. Because what I would like to do is take this Command U again, and let's take the luminosity down here. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. All right, so we're good there. Now watch this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to blur this with a Gaussian blur. Nice. Oh, wow. Look at that blue cast on his shirt there. That's nice. Now, right now, set the overlay. What happens if we go to multiply, though? Oh, it's a little bit too much, but not terrible. Not terrible. Not terrible. Not terrible. But we're going to go here. Let's go to soft light. Oh, soft light is very interesting. All right, let's zoom into this here. All right, that's soft light. Let's check the overlay, what happens. I kind of like the soft light there. You see what I'm saying? This is what this software is really, really good for. Thank you so much, DD. Thank you, DD. Thank you, DD. Thank you. Now, I'm going to say this, DD. Please don't get upset. I am a traditional illustrator. I went digital decades ago. I've done 3D modeling. I've done all of it. If you just hold on for a second, I am not using generative AI to do the work for me. I'm using it as a tool to reduce the amount of soul snatching rendering I have to do with my work, right? But it's still, as you can see, it's following my drawing, right? But I'm still not finished yet. Now I have to go in and do paint over. Okay? So here we go. So that's pretty good there. I don't like that. Now watch this, guys. So now we're going to go here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another layer. We're going to take a little, just highlight here. We're going to take a little soft brush. And we're saying the light is actually coming from this side. So what I'm going to do here, so I'm going to take a little bit of that, right? Here. There we go. There we go. All right, there we go. We don't want to go too crazy with the highlights here because we want some of the subtle effect there. See, that's good. Ah, look at that. All right. Not terrible. I like that. Something subtle yet effective. Okay, that's good there. Now we'll get a little of the hair here happening. Now, that side there, that other side, just a smidgen there. Just a smidgen here. Okay, that's good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go off in here. As you can see here, the one issue that happened with the underlaying tone is it colored that it didn't get the neck area there as brown. So watch what we're going to do here. So I'm going to go here and turn this on here, and I'm going to color this the brown that it needs to be here. Then go right here. Let me duplicate this layer just in case I screw it up. Okay, so we're going to go here. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to take airbrush, go right here to this tool here, and I'm going to just see how it's keeping some of the tonal elements there. See? There we go. See? All right, now let me turn this on so I can make sure I'm getting to see. You get this part here, see? And I can live with that. And now we need to get the other side here, see? So you still got to paint. There's no escape from the paint. You still got to draw. You still got to do all that stuff that, you know, that has to be done. It has to be done. There's no escape from it. Right? But what it does is that this technology reduces the amount of bone crushing work and rendering that you have to give to an image. Not dissimilar from using Photoshop, but clearly more advanced Photoshop. Whether anyone likes it or not, ultimately what's going to happen, as I believe within the course of another year or two, probably two more realistically, this technology and this technique will be heavily used and people won't even be thinking about it anymore. That's what I believe. Okay, that is pretty good. Now, let me just add a little bit of brown red here just to emphasize that that's his skin there. See, that's good. Okay, let me make sure. All right, there we go. It's weird, unable to verify. What is that? Right there. Okay. All right, so we're back here. Okay. Hello, Jaden Ruffin. How you doing? SDD, how you doing? Good to see you guys. Please subscribe. All right, so we're good there. That's good. Now, here's where it gets a little interesting here. So I like my highlights here. That's not bad. So we can go here. I think I'm good with the skin there. But what we're going to do here is this. Whoops. A little there. Whoops. That's the wrong thing. I didn't want that there. I wanted to color that here. There we go. Now, although I have this there, what I want to do is switch this to and add glow. And I can reduce that down quite a bit. See how I reduce that down there? See, that's very stark, but when you reduce it down, it gives you that kind of effect. Now, the next thing I want to do is to add a edge light here. And that edge light's going to be a little weird. And I'll even add a little bloom and stuff to it, but check this out. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to go to a stronger white on the left here. And I could use it as a brush. I could do that, but I think what we're going to do is this. There we go, see? So as you can see here, what's starting to happen, and watch this. Watch what happens when I add the, see the thing on his eyes there? See what that does? Right? And we can just go here just a little bit. Just adding like little knickknacks. That's what this technology is good at. It's good reducing the amount of labor. You still got to visualize. You still got to, go in and add your textures and things like that. There's no escape from that. And I frankly wouldn't want it any other way. But one of the things it does do, it allows me to create the fully rendered books, which is, you have to ask yourself, why do you never really see that many fully rendered books? Because they're hard to do. Very difficult to do. All right, so I'm good with that. All right, let's go here. Ah, yes, that is nice. I like that. Look at that. I'll just put a little. Yep, just a little bit of dots here. A little bit of dots. All right, now watch this. I'm gonna go here. This and that, I'm gonna go on the all white here, all white route, and you'll see why in just a moment there. See, just a little bit there, not too much. There we go. And this is what's called an edge light. And I will do this here as well. There we go. And we can also take this. Watch this, guys. Watch what I'm going to do here. Here. Now, if you're going to use the edge light, it's something that Pixar uses quite a bit. You always see edge lights or edge rim lights. And that's so that the characters that you're looking at can be more defined. It's a naturally occurring phenomenon in the real world, but they really use it because those films, just like this comic, are not real. They're all make believe. Right? Right there. See? Right there. Okay, good. All right, so I can live with that. That looks pretty good. Hello, STD. See you joining there multiple times. Thank you so much. I hope you follow me. Thanks so much. All righty. So now we've got this. Now I could leave this where it is, but you know what I'm going to do? Because I've taken it this far. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just go real easy, like Sunday morning. I'm going to go here. We're going to just do a slight blend. Watch what happens here. So it reduces the impact of it. It's not as like strong. It's strong, but I can smooth it out. That's what this technology is great at. See that? See that there? Right on the side. Still there, but it's now smoother. And that's what you want. You want it to be smoother, so it has a kind of a you still want it to read as an illustration. At least that's what I wanted to do. If I wanted to be more realistic, then I would probably do less rendering to it. But I want this stuff to be illustrated. I want it to be my illustration. So that's what I do. See, I'm reducing that down by just smoothing out just a little bit. So I reduce it, but it still retains that color. There. Look at that. Now watch this. If I'm going to go here. See? But the line artwork is still visible here, so I can live with that. Now, one last thing I'm going to do here, and then this drawing here will be finished. By the way, the border on this, I don't care about the border on this because I'm going to import this into the other image I have. Watch this. I'm now going to take this, and I just want to go in and add just a little yellow light bloom. Watch this here. It's going to be a little weird, but bear with me. See that? Now watch this. Watch this, guys. So that's good there. But now what I want to do is I want to turn this to and add glow. And we're going to reduce that down. See what's happened? See what happens? What I'm doing is I am actively inputting in photoreal effects. So just that bloom, that light, see what that light bloom does? It's just telling the eye that what they're looking at has an air of realism to it. That's all it is. Is it trickery? Yeah. Yeah. What do you want? It's not real, but you want it to make you feel you. That's how you get the audience to buy into it. You're embedding photoreal phenomena into your drawings. The best do it. But what does that mean? Dogman. I always go back to Dave Pilkey's book, most popular comic on planet Earth. Or actually, it might be up against Diary of a Wimpy Kid. That's stick figures. And that book is, 650 million copies or something like that. Tons of language or so. All stick figures. So who's to say what works and doesn't work? Anyway, I love this. I'm very happy with it. All right. Now, let's go to the last thing. We might use it or we might not. Watch this. Oh, wow. Look at that. See what that did? Let's turn that off and on. See, that's kind of cool there. I set to add. That's set to a soft light. What happens if we go to overlay? Oh, wow. Look at that. Now, that is kind of cool. I got to see, though. I don't know. What do you guys think? I know what it is. I know what it is. Watch this. We're going to duplicate this just a little bit. I love the way it looks on the... Oh, that's interesting. I love the way it looks. The problem is it's too powerful on him. But I think I got a way of workaround on that. So let's do this. We're going to take our blur tool here. And now what we're going to do... There we go. See? Yeah, there we go. See? Yep. I like that. I would say that's pretty daggum good. Only other thing I'm going to add here is because it's another thing here. You'll see it in another day or so. We're going to go here. We're going to add this here. And we're just going to do this. We need to take a brush. No, not a pen. We need to take a airbrush and do droplets here. So we got that there. Now we want to go to our bigger brush here, right there. Alrighty. All right, so we're good there. Now let's set that to an overlay. See what happens there? All right, overlay is good. Let's go to soft light. It is a little bit too light. Let's go to multiply. Yep, I like that one. Okay, so there we go. I like it. That is hot. But the one thing I need to do, maybe, let's see if we increase this just a little bit. Nope. Oh, no. Wrong one. Go here. Let's increase this. There we go. All right. Now, we would call this image here done. So we want to go here. We'll move these up here and here. It is fun doing this work because generally to get this level of fidelity on an image would God, easily take 2 days, a day or two to do, and this makes it much more workable to be able to pull it off. And I love the liberation that it gives me. And go here, and go here, and there we go. All right, it's 8:20 now. We've been going for how long have we been streaming here? 2 hours and 25 minutes. I'm gonna shut it down another 5 minutes because it is time to eat dinner. All right, I'm gonna go here. That's pretty damn good. Pretty that good, dude. All right, go here. Now this is the one that's been the butt kicker a little bit. How do we get this to act right? But you know, we did get a number of yeah. We'll see. We'll see. Well, let's see. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. So we got that one. We want to keep this. Right? We want to keep that because that is our underlying image. So I'm going to go here now. Where is it? I'm going to go here and close that one up. Down. And then go, oops, Command D. And we can get this one here. Yeah. Well, actually, let's get all of this right here because I think that deserves to be all the way in this one here. Let's go here. Yep. It's going to be a lot. That's okay. That's okay. Command T. All right. In order to get this, we have to hold down Shift, then we grab. Like so. And then we do the other one there. Like so. And what it is when we do it like that is uniform. Now I would love it if Clip Studio Paint had some form of snap. Like After Effects has a snap too. Snap in place. Wouldn't that be dope? I don't know if they have that, but it is what it is. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Huh, that's interesting. That is very interesting. So it looks or appears that this thing kind of went a little crazy there, but that's all right. We can get it done here. All right, let's move over a little bit here. All right, not bad. So we're going to turn this one off because I don't think we need that. This is the one we need. We need that one. All right. So we're going to go here. So that's our base color. And I might use the base color. I might not. I might do without it. I'm going to go here. Let's see here. That's this is the base color there. Okay. And that's the base color. So let's do this here. All right. Let's take. We don't like the right part of the background there, so we can go here. Go here. This one is interesting because it has the all I gotta do is just shake the light scheme on that. It's pretty freaking tight. The water is not so good, but this is I kind of like. So let's go here. What goes if we go to an overlay? Oh, ooh, yuck. Turn that off. Let's go to a multiply. Interesting. Very interesting. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Look at that. So if we go here, this is set to here to a multiply. Let's go to a soft light. A little bit too much. Overlay. A little bit too much. What do we go to a multiply there? That is interesting. Look at that. There's something about that darkness. Hello, Manuel. How you doing? Good to see you. All right. Uh, I'm gonna go to SD. We're gonna follow SD. I don't know who Sean the Demon is. Follow. All righty. So it's 8:25 Eastern Standard Time. That looks kind of cool there. That because that's kind of got that kind of creepy nighttime overcast vibe happening. Let's see here. I don't know. So this is interesting. I like what I'm seeing here. But you know what? Maybe it's set to multiply, but I wonder what would happen if it went to color. Oh no. Darken? Nah. Close. Right there. That's there. Turn this on here. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know. I got to figure that out. But, like I said, we're on our way to getting something kind of cool happening there. We're on our way to getting something kind of cool happening, baby. Let's see. But before we move on here, let's go here. That one's interesting. Oh, that's interesting. Let's turn that off. Oh, that's very interesting there. I kind of like that. Look at that, guys. Look at that. That is interesting. Oh, wow, look at that. Let's see, what if we go here? That's set to multiply, but what if we set this to overlay? Oh, wow, look at that. I can rock with that. Now, I don't particularly care for the, hello, Rancho Man, good to see you again. I don't particularly care for the or to the right there, but that's interesting. The only other thing I am a little bit nervous or wary of, see that flat color I did in VizCom is problematic, but let's go to overlay. That's interesting. Nah, doesn't really do much. And this is where we're playing around with the blending channels here. Let's see if we go to a lighten. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Sort of okay. Sort of okay. There's something about that kind of works. However, let's turn this off. Turn that off. Yeah, that kind of works too. That kind of full on silhouette version. But the problem is you can't see the character. You can't see the actor. You can't see the face. And that's a problem. I'm not trying to do it like that. Oh, that's set to normal. Let's see here. And go to multiply. Let's go to overlay. Nope. Now there is one thing I suppose I could do is set this to normal. I could set that to normal and take it underneath this. What would happen if I did that? Oh, now that is interesting. And if I turn that off, wow. Look at that. That is so very, very interesting. Now, you might ask, why does it look like his hair is on it? Because it's solarized on the side. Well, watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to take this. I'm going to very quickly select his hat here. There we go. I'm going to go Command U. I'm going to go to luminosity. It's a lot, but that's okay. I can live with that. Yeah, I can live with that. So I got to tweak some stuff and get some things into place here, but not bad, not bad. Then we just get it and we just do our thing to it. But there's something about that kind of dank sort of. Oh, that's interesting too. Like I say, we can play around with a lot of these things. You still got to go in, you still got to paint it all. But the good thing is we've got that one done, because I'm still want this to be a comic. It's a graphic novel. That's why the ink lines show through there. But we want to strike that balance, right? Okay, with that, let's save this. And we're going to save this guy here as well. Why not? All right. It is 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. My name is Tim Fielder. This is Live Drawing with Tim Fielder. I am the graphic novelist and visual Afrofuturist, creator of Infinitum, an Afrofuturist tale. Right? That's the one there. Right? And a lot of people asked, I was on Roberto Blake's live audit thing the other day, and that was good. I became one of the super fans, I guess. I don't know what to call it. But I had him audit my site, so that I learned a lot about, what people might be interested in or not. Stuff that's useful, I'll keep it. Stuff that's not so useful, I'll move on from it. These are my books, Graphic History of Hip Hop and Maddie's Rocket. What you guys seen me work on today. Hello, Seiko, how you doing? Is High John Conqueror, my Chromatic. And it's been a lot of fun doing this. All labor of love. Work on Black Prince with Stephen Barry, which I will be hopefully working on a little bit tomorrow, because I have a lot going on with that book that I want to get done this week. A lot of that this week. I will be starting back, God willing, in 4 days. 14, it was 16, 17, 18, 19. So it's 4 days. So on Friday, I should be able to get back to streaming, which will be very, very cool. And we're gonna rock. We're gonna see how things rock when I get back. I'm able to get back to this. I do love streaming. It is exhausting. Very soon, as I announced today, I will be starting up more long form video that will just post to YT, to YouTube, because you can't post long form videos to. Hello, Linda Miller. How you doing? Pleasure to see you there. And so that is part of what I'll be doing here, and we'll hopefully we'll be able to rock and to do what we love doing. Black Prince continues on. I'm actually, as you can see here, what is that mass of stuff there? I'm actually laying out all the breakdowns for it in a PDF document, but I got to get ready to slide them all over into this story document. It'll take me till probably tomorrow night to get that done. A lot of admin stuff I've been doing as well, particularly as now everything's starting to shut down in terms of the creative industry. People shutting down for Christmas. They will not be back to do business till mid-January, which is fine. A lot of exciting things are happening next year, and I'm just grateful to be here to see it, because I almost croaked in April, as you guys will know. I have a year-end review. The Comet, still working on the Comet. I'll be really banging on that. So although I'll be going away for Christmas starting probably this weekend, I'll be back in first week of January. I have to say that this Christmas holiday is going to be a work holiday. That's what it's going to be. And I kind of been doing it every year, but I went really hard 2 Christmases ago. This Christmas coming up, I'm going to be rocking and rolling like really hard on a lot of stuff, and eating, because I'll be in New Orleans. Anyway, love you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, TikTok. Thank you, Instagram, even though I'm going to be back with you guys. LinkedIn, it is always rocking. LinkedIn is always there, doing what they do. Facebook, you guys are dope. Love you, Facebook. Love you, YouTube. Love you, Substack. You guys are awesome. Kick and Twitch. It is great to see you. doing the thing here. And one day I'm going to be able to afford an assistant to keep track of all this chat stuff going on. It's a nightmare. But anyway, we don't want our thing to end like that. We don't want it to end with that kind of schmaggle, or schmiggle stuff. We're going to end it there. Yeah, that's pretty good there. Yep, I like that. See what's happening? That's pretty damn good. That's pretty damn good. All right, guys, take care. Love you. Stay out of trouble.